Hey,
What up, what up?
it's your favorite couple, the
The
Coopers.
Coopers.
I'm Kelly,
Kales. And I'm Damon.
boyfriend.
And welcome to Intentional Connections, the podcast, the show where we talk about how to stay together on purpose.
Dive in with us every Thursday as we talk about parenting, communication, money, sex, fun, and lots more.
Hey, hey. Oh, what's up, and hello to all you wonderful people out there. What's going on? You have made it to another episode of Intentional Connection. I didn't sing it right that
I
time.
was like, what song is
that
that?
wasn't. Wait, let me start again.
Okay, do it again.
Intentional connections
Between you and me.
We have received zero feedback
Not
on
true.
our theme song, guys.
Not true.
I haven't heard anything. Nobody told me, yo, stay with it. Don't stay with it. I don't know. But
They
whatever.
like it. They gonna have to like it.
It's
It
all
is what
good.
it is.
Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, Coop, a.k.a. Damon. As always, the wonderful voice you hear over there is my queen. That's Kels, a.k.a. Kelly. What's up, love? What's going on?
Hey, boyfriend. To everyone listening, how are you? I hope all is well. How you doing, boyfriend?
I'm hanging. I'm doing all right. I can't complain.
I like to hear it. Well, last week we talked about date night and dating
We
and
did.
just spending time with your partner, and that's exactly what we did this weekend.
Did we? Did we? It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We had listen to my word, fantastical.
Ooh.
We had a fantastical time this past weekend with, if everybody's following us on the medias and things, y'all know that we had our inaugural. I'm going to say it again.
Say it again.
Inaugural dope virtual game night, guys. It was truly a blast. It was very much so a blast. I was going to put in some claps in there for the people, but I missed it.
You love the clap.
It's all good. Just know that, it was amazing to take this platform that we've created, guys, and to take it from the airwaves to engaging live with the people. It was an amazing feeling. I really, really, truly hope that everyone who was able to reserve their spot and get a ticket, that y'all enjoyed yourselves. And shout outs to the winners. Make sure you show off that grand prize award that you received from Intentional Connection.
Nice. Yes. Oh my goodness. So right before the event went live, I was super nervous.
Sure.
I was like, oh my gosh. But once we started rolling, it was just like a natural feeling. We started out with Disco Bingo, where our couples heard a snippet of a song and had to locate the artist on their bingo card.
Good old DJ Coop over here was on the ones and twos giving it to y'all.
You
Let me tell you
did
something.
that.
Y'all missed the vibe that was going on. That wasn't even the point. It was just supposed to be bingo. But I had a vibe set together.
It was
you know what I'm talking about?
definitely a vibe. We definitely had some head bopping going on.
For sure.
Then we played Dance With Me, which was a play on like charades. So we had to get the guests to dance or act out a list of items. And so that was really, really funny. And everybody kind of got into it. So shout out to the couples for being willing to participate. So that was pretty dope.
Indeed.
Then we did, what did we do? Oh, draw me a picture. Okay.
Yo. Let me just say this. We're not going to put anybody on Front Street, but I know you listening. And listen, that's all I got for you is a serious laugh. You know what? We just going to do it this way.
You and these sound effects.
It came in the right way.
It's so funny. Anyway, listen, draw me a picture. We experienced this at a retreat that we went to where basically it's all about communication. But we made it fun to where couples had to sit back to back and one person had to draw and the other person had to explain what to draw. So the person drawing did not see the picture. So you had to give directions. And what was your directions? What was it?
Shapes, lines, and directions, right? So basically you had to explain the picture to your partner by saying, draw a circle here, draw a square here. draw a straight line this way, draw a diagonal line, and you had to say like, put the circle on top of the square, but you could not describe like any
Draw a car.
draw a ball or
Draw
a
a house.
car or
Yeah.
nothing like that. So it was interesting. Y'all should try it sometime.
It was very interesting. It was super fun. Check out our reel of the evening to see what those pictures look like. So that was pretty fun.
That
I
was
think
interesting.
all the couples really enjoyed it as well. Then we finished up date night with the Roll With Me game,
Yep.
which was our bonus feature where no matter what you did or how you scored in the first 3 rounds, you could come in with Roll With Me and take over the game.
Indeed.
What the couples had to do was basically unravel a roll of toilet paper without using their hands. One person held a stick and the other person unraveled the toilet paper.
It sounds weird, right? And you probably like, what did y'all do? I promise, if you take a look at a video, you'll see it's easier than what we're explaining it to be. Basically, your partner had to unroll the toilet paper from around the stick that you were holding, right? A toilet paper roll goes down a stick, but they had to put it in their teeth, no hands.
No hands. I
right?
say, look,
And
Mom.
before you say, it's clean toilet paper, guys, it's just paper, right? You held it in your teeth or in your mouth, and you had to figure out how to unravel it as quickly as possible with no
The
hands.
whole roll.
The whole roll.
Yes. So they got into it. The guys were like amazing sports. It was really, really
For sure.
dope. I hate to keep using that word, but it's my word, right? I like it. And so it just worked with, our platform. But I thought it was dope to see the fellas get into it with their women and really, really be competitive and be team sports and just laugh and have a good time. So it was really nice to see other couples like that. So we've had a lot of people reach out, explaining that they had other engagements and other things to do. And they really, really want us to bring it back. So look forward to another one sometime this fall, I would say. So we can like give you all more time to prepare because schedules fill up. So we completely understand. But for those that were able to come and participate, we really, really thank you and we appreciate you.
And if you didn't, you missed out. Listen, we're going to bring it back and all of that good stuff. You have another chance, but you missed out on the what? Inaugural one. I feel like my tongue be inaugural one.
Oh, tell them what the inaugural. Gosh.
God dang it.
Darn it. Tell them what the prize was.
The prize that you missed out on, guys, we the prize that you missed out, guys, in our realm of talking about dating here, we wanted to provide the winners with a date night experience, right? So our package included a $50 restaurant gift card to plethora of restaurants that you could choose from. And then a $75 Virgin Experience gift cards, which is basically a Virgin Experience website list out a bunch of creative date night activities in specific cities that you can choose for you and your partner. So
not a movie.
Not a movie. Don't do a movie, dinner and movie. So yes, we did do the dinner because everybody got to eat.
Yeah.
But we wanted to give the winner an option on an experience, a date night experience that's not just the movies. And then, I mean, to me, forget all of that, man. I mean, y'all can go, okay, sure, you won that. But it's all about that trophy, baby. We got the first IC Dope grand prize winner trophy. They received that. Take a look at our medias if you want to see what that looks like.
Awesome.
So you can be prepared for next time. So we really do thank everybody for showing up and joining us. Those that participated. I said it during the event that I was gonna say it 17 times, and I feel like I'm only on number 10. So I got 7 more times, but just know that I really do appreciate y'all, and I thank you for joining us. Those that wanted to come, I appreciate you as well, showing interest. And those who now want to come, like we said, we're gonna bring it back. Be on the lookout. Get your ticket. You don't want to miss out.
Go ahead and add your other 6 thank yous. Go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. 17, count it.
You did it.
So like my baby said, though, one more thing to note with all of that, right? She started by telling y'all we were so nervous before with this live dope event, right? Trying to get everything prepared, trying to make sure it's is very professional and ready for the participants. We want no bootleg stuff, right? We're
Yeah.
not bootleg people. But
Stomach
we
was
were so
hurting.
nervous. Would y'all believe that I couldn't even get as lubricated as I wanted to, right? I'm working. I'm putting in work and all of that. But let me tell you something. I'm going to make up for it right now because y'all know what time it is. It is toasty
Toasty time.
time. So, yes, it's toasty time, guys. Y'all know where we are. We are spotlighting our shot of the episode. And on tap for today, I got something really different from y'all. I don't know how many people are aware because I wasn't. Y'all know we're in Texas, and this is actually made in Austin, Texas. I just realized that right now as I'm looking at the bottle. But we're going to whiskey today, and we're using Fine. Well, I don't think Fine is a part of the name. It's Pop's famous brand, Canadian whiskey. Pop's. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. We've never really had it, so we're going to try it today and see what's going on. So, as usual, we'll say cheers to you. Cheers to me, and cheers to
Intentional
intentional
connections.
connections. Oh, all right. Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
Canadian whiskey. You know what it is? It's supposed to be Crown, right? But I'm going to tell y'all, it is definitely a little lighter
This is supposed to
than,
be Crown?
well, Canadian whiskey. Crown is Canadian whiskey,
Oh.
right? So it's supposed to be on that level, but it's definitely a little lighter. I don't know. I want to use the word smooth. It's lighter. Pop's famous brand.
That was
So now I'm ready.
good.
We're ready to talk to the people, guys. We're all nice and lubricated.
Nice. I liked it.
Right on. So what you got for today, babe?
Understanding how relationships flow and how to choose a partner was not presented on a beautiful platter for me growing up. Like, I saw what I thought was a perfect marriage in my adolescent eyes,
Right.
but I learned right at the brink of 21 that even that marriage had its struggles. So what that did was aid to the not so beautiful platter. How was relationships presented to you growing up?
You know what? That's a good question. What's so crazy for me? All honesty, I was never presented with what relationships are or what they should be.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't a part of my upbringing to discuss relationships. My family dynamic was more focused on me being the best person I can be a gentleman, uh, be a good person, do the right things, go to school, be smart, all of that good stuff. But we never dived into the, well, you know, you're a man, you're going to get with a woman. Here's what a relationship looks like. Here's what love is about. We just didn't talk about it. I don't think it was a bad thing. But, you know, that dynamic about being a good person, it was led by my grandmother, and I had a mother and a host of other influences, but none of which included a stable or complete relationship model to look to. My father and mother were divorced, and there weren't really any other couples in my family upbringing that I could be like, I'm going over such and such house and I'm going to see how they connect and act as a couple or a relationship.
Besides your grandparents, right? Because grandparents.
I mean, yes, touche. But, you know, okay.
But it's different.
Hello?
Those relationships were way different than our
Yeah,
relationships.
but even when you like a kid and you 10, 12, okay, are you really going to your grandparents' house and in your mind saying, I want to be in a relationship like grandma and granddad? No, you just know grandma and granddad is grandma and granddad. Like,
Well,
okay.
for me, what I think is while we may not have been looking at that at those ages, it did play a part in those thoughts as we got older, right? And as we started to experience relationships. So, like, I know you said that for you, it wasn't a bad thing. I kind of think it was a bad thing, or not a bad, maybe not, let's not say bad, disservice, maybe.
Sure. That's a good word.
I think it's a conversation that people don't have with kids or with teens or adolescents enough about dating. Like right now, our kid, I know I'm off topic, sorry, but I know like right now our kids have these they like little boys and little girls, and
What? Wait, what?
I know we come from
No.
a era where our parents was like, no, like you have time for that. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But honestly, it's a natural thing. So I definitely think it should have been a conversation. So for me, I don't remember my dad and I talking about relationships when I was younger. Definitely not the case now. My mom was the one who, I think in an effort to protect me and my sister, she told us that boys only wanted sex with us, and after they had sex, they would leave. or not speak to you again. So her thing was to only have sex when we got married. Like, don't have sex before then.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the word said in the Bible. So for her, she had an order, and all we used to hear was finish school, get a job, get married, then have kids. So even with all of that, another topic I heard from so many people throughout my life was that you and your spouse should be equally yoked, which
Mm.
meant for me at the time, it was presented as that whoever I get with, they should believe in God.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I completely have heard of that phrase and knew that that was something that existed from being in church, right? I never was taught that internally from my family. They never said, "Hey," again, like I said, we never really talked about relationships, so you better be sure there was never an internal conversation of, let me tell you, when you get in a relationship, you should be equally yoked with your partner. It was more so something that I heard that was from a religious background.
Yeah, when the pastor
Yeah,
preaching,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But I never really knew what it truly means. So I'm in the same boat as you, where I just knew it meant something to the level of believing in God. You should both be in the same religious, moral background,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what we're here to tell you today and what we're talking about on this episode is about being equally yoked, but we're here to tell you that it can mean so much more than just believing in God together. But with something so deep, and I feel like we jumping from the date night topic and fun, and we're going into something a little more deeper. We want to remind you that, hey, we just regular people. We do not proclaim to be experts at all. We're not here to say that we are the masters of anything that we're explaining. We're just here to share our experiences,
Mm-hmm.
our thoughts, a couple of tidbits, what makes us us, in an effort to help whoever may need it. Or if you hear something you like, you can take it with you or maybe share it with somebody else.
As a kid, I didn't question a lot of things. And this was one I feel I should have questioned for sure.
Mm,
And maybe not really question, babe. Like maybe I should have challenged it, or like challenge their thinking, or
right.
challenge or ask questions for clarity
Yeah.
to make sure I understood, because maybe they thought just by telling me equally yoked that I understood that it meant, you know, believe in God, but the challenge would have been, could it mean anything
Right.
else?
Could it mean something else? Could you explain that a little bit more, right?
Mhm.
What does that mean as far as, being with somebody? Okay, yeah, they believe in God, but where do we go from there? I think I wish I would have had someone present it to me with explaining why it was so important and how it could affect your relationships in the future.
Mhm.
Um, like we just said, I've since learned that from experience, equally yoked goes way further than just biblical. There's so many aspects that should be discussed or at least investigated or ensured
Yeah.
that what's going on with the person that you're trying to be in a relationship, a
Forever.
committed couple relationship forever. Yeah, you believe in God, but what else? Because I mean, you could be a psychopath,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we believe in the same God, but you crazy, and we need to know that your crazy mind is not on the
Match your crazy mind.
not right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We at least somewhat can mesh together.
Connected. Yeah. Understandably, for sure. The reason I say that, like, should I have asked those questions, was because had I not been so ignorant the first time I got married, I don't think I would have. Like, I knew my ex husband had a relationship with God, and he was my best friend who literally had always been there for me, even when I don't even think he knew he was being there for me. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So us getting married was a no-brainer at the time, and no one could tell me differently.
Yeah.
It was soon after we got married that I started noticing that we didn't have the same mindset,
Had a
outlook in life, similar ambitions, goals, or even a go-getter mentality.
You had a moment.
It was
Something's not
something
right
like
here.
that. I'm like,
Psychopath. No, I'm not gonna say that, but something
no.
won't match it.
Yeah. Now I do believe experiences play into these things, like into like who we became.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not like a bash him moment. This is really just me explaining how I learned what equally yoked really meant.
Yeah.
And it was through that experience.
Well, that's kind of how anybody learns anything is from experience, right? That's
Especially
really
the older you get.
a big part of stuff. So you definitely hit it on the head for me with explaining about what equally yoked really meant through experiences. And that's what we're trying to talk about here is that it's not just about being on one accord with what you believe in God, but it's about being on one accord with, listen, your mindset, your morals, your goals, your outlooks in life, your ambition. Again, when we just said, don't be a crazy person, we're not just talking about little behaviors. Oh, they put the toilet paper on backwards instead of forwards, and you do it forward. I can't even do it. No, I mean you would be a crazy person to feel like we ain't equally yoked. I got to get out of here and put the toilet paper on backwards.
Yeah.
No,
Even though that's frustrating, but
I mean
anyway.
yes, no, but we are saying if you are a person whose mindset is, I believe you should work to get money, right? And you can't sit on your butt and expect money to magically appear. That's just your mindset. And the other person literally says, no, I was brought up to where, like, legit, I had it happen one time where I sat on my butt, and then the next morning, I had a package at the door, and it was $1,000. So I'm gonna just go through life and believe that that's gonna happen every. You crazy, and I'm not gonna be able to do it with you. You understand? We don't have no yokes together there, sir. I'm gonna need you to get on up out of here. All right, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So to me, this is the accumulation of the yoke that we're trying to talk about. It should be heavier things from a aspect of life, what you're trying to get out of your life, what you're trying to get out of yourself as a person, and does that at least match with the other person? You don't want to be on two different ends of the spectrum.
Right.
We ain't saying you got to match completely, right? Oh, I get up every day and I go to my job and I'm at least gonna make 100,000. So I expect whatever job you make, you got to be at least no. You ain't got to be in the yoke together, but it's got to be somewhere close and matchable, right?
And I think that not understanding this concept from the very beginning in my previous, we brought the struggle on ourselves, literally,
Yeah.
because just wasn't a good match. Thankful for my children and the experiences and the lessons that I learned from that. So again, this is not like a bash him moment. It's just not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just truly using real life experiences to just explain how I learned more about this particular concept.
Well, my real life experience is similar to yours, right? In my prior, even though we were both from a religious background, family, and I believe that it was even discussed at some point, equally yoked from her perspective. Um, that's something I feel like her family brought up, but we never had that sit down conversation at the beginning to say, tell me that you're not a psychopath. Basically, tell me, tell me what you're trying to get out of life. What is your outlook on life
that you're not lazy
as a whole, right? I.e. me, right? And it's it's about having those discussions at the beginning, but the beginning means in the courting phase.
Mm-hmm.
Courting, guys. I'm an old guy. Court somebody.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean after y'all done already hooked up. Hello? Let's just be real about it. It's not about after you've already hooked up and you think that's your boo for the last 3 weeks and y'all already
As you
trying to think
connected those
about moving
spirits
in
in
and out.
another.
Yeah, ding ding. No, it's about when he got your number or she got your number at the bar, and the first time that y'all decided to have a conversation or y'all want to go on a date. You see it in the movies all the time, and they sitting at the table, and it's the first date, and well, tell me about yourself and tell me about your life. I used to think it was corny. I'm gonna be honest. When I looked at it in the movies, I used to be like, don't nobody talk about like that on a date. In all actuality, you really should.
Mm-hmm.
At the very beginning, you really should be having that discussion. You know what else you should be doing? You should be watching how the other person move on a daily basis. Right now, this is after maybe that first date. This is maybe a week or two. You've been talking to them. You've been quote unquote dating, right? You should be seeing how they move. Do they get up in the morning? Are they a morning person? Do they have some ambitious spirits to them? You should also be seeing what their family looks like. At this point, you done seen a cousin or a close friend or a sister or brother. What they doing? What's going on with them? I don't know. You gotta have your eyebrows raised a little bit when you see the brother in the corner of his house
Mm-hmm.
on a cot
Yeah.
sitting there and he's smiling, thinking he's having the best time. Wait a minute, what y'all into? I don't know. And then I think the other thing is just taking into account of what has happened in their life. Again, this is a part of your initial discussions, right? On that
Yes.
first date, if you have a conversation and you say, "Well, tell me about yourself," and the first thing that person say is, "Well, about a year ago, I was, coming out the halfway house in the shelter I lived in for about, and I had a great time there." Wait a minute, what you mean? I mean, it's nothing wrong
Just have to
with,
get more information
but
on their
but if it
experience.
but if it seems like the experience is
But
quote unquote different than what you're looking for in your life.
or they haven't grown from it, I think, in that particular example. People have a past. We all have a past. But I
Right.
think that
No.
if you haven't grown from that, and what are you doing to turn that lemon into
Sure.
lemonade, that's what you're looking for. How do they handle challenges? How do you handle life challenges? Because life comes at you fast.
Right. So let me
Isn't
clarify the whole past experience, right? Even my example that I was saying, it's not about that happened. It's about how they feel about it, right? If they feel like it's okay and that was a good thing and like that's normal life, you might want to question it. Like I said, everybody got a past and things happen. So it's not about just having something negative happen and you can't get with that person because they was in that situation, but it's about what do they feel about that situation going forward.
Yeah. And then, like, how do they align? Correct. Like, you're talking about
Right.
dating. So it's really ultimately like, how do we align with each other when we're learning everything about each other? Like, like you said, how do we view life? How do they expect life to look in a certain number of years? That long term, short term goals that you hear. How do they spend their days? Like you said, do you get up in the morning and do you sit around all day? What does that look like? What do they desire to pour into their children if they want children? How do they want their children's life to look?
Yeah.
Do they want the children to be involved in activities? Do they not want to have to do those type of things? Is money a issue, or are they willing to go out and work a couple of jobs to make sure their children have certain experiences? Do they like to travel? Just how do you align with your person?
Mm-hmm.
All of those answers really tell you directly if this is the person for you. If not, then we, have to be strong enough with ourselves to say, this might feel good now, but this might not be good for the future.
No, this is for sure. At some point, you got to let it go if it seems off. If you have checked that box where you said, you know what, it's just not aligning every conversation that we have, your answer or response is nowhere near what I expected it to be or what aligns with mine. Now, somebody could say, well, what makes me the high and almighty, and why does their response have to be my response? No. Equally yoked doesn't mean it has to match you or it has to be what you would do. It's about, are they aligned? Are they close? Are they equal? Right? Two sides of the equation equal something, but the two sides of the equation don't have to be the same number. So now, if you already married, hopefully all of this has happened. But if not, a serious step needs to happen where it can be decided if you guys can create a yoke together.
Right? So sit down and have a conversation about who each other, are today. Which this is something that couples do even if they're yoked, right? After
Sure.
years, you changed. So you always have to sit down and see who you are today, and then with understanding and what you expect out of life, try to come together. And if you cannot do it, then add a third party. Get some
Sure.
therapy, get an unbiased opinion on how you can get on the same page with what you want and how to still respect and love and care for each other.
Right, right. No, that's for sure. And I think after all that, y'all know what time it is. I got something for y'all today. We jumping right into our UPO alerts. Unpopular opinion, guys. I got an unpopular opinion for you. Don't fight me if you don't like it, but hopefully it makes sense to you, right? So here's what I think. I believe that even if you have been in a lengthy relationship, now this is not that you're married and you don't have kids, but you've just been in a long term relationship, some months, a year, whatever you want to call it. I believe that it's okay to disconnect from that person if you have determined that you are not equally yoked. Hear me out. I know it's tough given the time frame. You might be thinking, nah, that's been my boo for a year or two. We've been living together. Everything been smooth. We've had a good time. We had a great time. Okay. But y'all didn't have a discussion about more important things. What are we getting out of life? Where are we going? Because y'all not married yet. You still got a lot of living to do, right? You just been shacked up. That's what they say.
Ooh.
Been shacked up. But, you know, if you haven't committed to this person and are not equally yoked in all aspects that we've discussed, I think it's time to make a decision. And it could be the best decision for the both of y'all. If you think about it, you're going to look back on it. We had a year together with each other and we had a great time. But when we sat and had that conversation about, okay, what do you see for yourself out of life in the next 5 years? And they couldn't come up with an answer, or that answer wasn't aligned with yours, both of y'all got to say, all right, we just going to depart from each other. And I think 2 months down the road, y'all will look back and be like, yeah, that works. I'm cool with that.
I think this was good. I think it's a good reminder to do check-ins for those who are committed as a married couple, to make sure that you all are still living true to who you are as individually and as a couple, and what those goals look like. And then if you are not, like what we've talked about today, have those conversations from the very beginning. Equally yoked is not just about from just a religious aspect of, do you believe in God, but how do you align with your partner, and to really be open and honest with yourself
Sure.
and with the other person if you find that with asking the right questions that you're not.
Right. And let me say this, just to add on to that unpopular opinion discussion. I made a note to say, if you're not already married and don't have kids. That's
Yeah,
important
that's
to note
important.
because, okay, check it out, people. If you miss this phase and you've been married for 10 years, first of all, kudos to you, right? Y'all have made it through. Something been going right that y'all have made it for 10 years, right? But y'all never really discussed verbally or out in the open if we're equally yoked. Okay. It's a little too late. At this point, you've committed to each other. Y'all have went through and committed. You got kids. So what that means is y'all got to figure it out. Somebody got to change, because change is okay. Somebody got to change something to at least bring the misalignment a little bit closer.
That's why we say have the conversation, and if you can't do it alone, then seek out a therapist or a third party to come in
Right.
and kind of hear both sides and help you all come to mutual ground.
For sure.
So, you know what time it is. Double dog dare.
Dun, dun, dun.
Again, if you're just listening, our era, a double dog dare was, if you double dog dare me, because somebody say double dare and then they be like double dog dare. That meant that we really, really wanted you to do whatever we were about to dare you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bring a double dog dare to you every week. So this is what it is. Sit down with your partner and go back to those conversations from the very beginning. Are you all doing the things that you said you wanted to do? Because we get comfortable and we get stagnant. If so, that's awesome. If you're doing it and you rocking it out, we applaud you. You're our inspiration, and we thank you for staying together on purpose.
Right.
If not, what's next? It could be something one of you have going on that needs support, or supporting something your children are doing. If not, pick one and then implement some action items to start working on these goals or quality of life aspects. So ultimately, what I'm saying is, if you are working towards those goals, kudos to you. If you're not working towards those goals and you find that, oh, we have some work to do, pick one thing at a time.
Yep.
Do not overwhelm yourself and stress yourself out unnecessarily. Do not bring extra drama to your relationship that you don't need. We're not superhuman. We want to move like we are, but really, to be effective in things, just take one thing at a time off the list and perfect it. Conquer that goal.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. I like that. I think that will help some people who may be at a crossroads. Maybe you have spent the last 2 weeks and you never sat back and think, why is it all of this going on? But maybe the last 2 weeks you've been at headbutting with your partner a lot. There's been a lot of things going on. Maybe it's time to do this double dog dare. This
Yeah.
might come in and help you guys. Maybe y'all need to sit down and have a conversation.
Double dog dare. Well, thank you for listening today. We really appreciate
For sure.
you all listening and tuning in every week.
We went a little deep this week, huh?
I like
Hopefully,
it though.
yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of tidbits that y'all can take with you or share with somebody that might be in need.
These
But
conversations challenge us too.
no, that's
So
for
it's
sure.
all
We thank
it's
y'all for
good.
listening as usual.
And thank you again for those who attended our dope virtual game night dating on
Yeah.
purpose event. Again, it was amazing. Look forward to another one in the future. Check us out every Thursday on all podcast streaming platforms at Together on Purpose.
And make sure you check out our website at www.togetheronpurpose.com. That's the number 2, getheronpurpose.com.
And be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Together on Purpose.
Make sure you share your thoughts with us. Please connect with us. Reach out to us. Talk to us via DM, slide in our DMs, or email us at thecoopers@togetheronpurpose.com.
Again, thank you for listening. We hope you have a good week. And remember, stay together on purpose.
All right.
Later.